trashed them and called them mean names on the internet. Welcome to my channel, Haylee Marie Vintage. Today I will be showing you my first thrift haul. So the shops have reopened. You can't try anything on, so you have to kind of eyeball things or try them on over your clothes or bring a measuring tape. If I go back thrifting, which I don't think I will for a while, it depends on where you are in the nation, but I know here in Seattle things are spiking again, and so I would not opt to risk myself and others' health for me to go thrifting again. I went thrifting here when things were starting to look better, kind of like the lull before the intense spike. So I would say definitely wouldn't thrift again for a while now, but it was wearing masks, no dressing rooms, and so yeah, I tried some stuff on over my clothes, and then eyeballed things, and then there were a few things that I bought that I didn't really care if the measurements worked or not, but this is, in case you don't already know, your reminder to always wear a mask in public right now. They're not that hard to wear. I've worn one for 5 or 6 hours at a time. It's fine, it's doable. We ask all of our minimum wage workers here to do it, so you can do it. So yes, please wear your mask. First up, I have 2 sets of sheets. I think these are twin size sheets. I thought the fabric was really, really pretty, and so I picked them up for creating that with. I also liked this little ruffle here. Whatever I make with this fabric, I am going to be sure to incorporate the ruffles that are pre-made for me. But yeah, I just thought this was super cute, and I plan on making a 50s dress from it. And there were 2 sheets. And then I also picked up, this is a queen size sheet. It's very 90s print to me, but I'm gonna make it into a 1950s dress. I just thought this was really pretty. The last thing I bought that was just fabric, I believe. It's there's something else in here that could just be fabric, but I don't believe it is this. This is actually a circle tablecloth. I picked this up because I've always wanted to try making a circle skirt out of a circle tablecloth, and this one is the perfect diameter for that. So that is the plan with this one, and this is one that isn't that nice, so I'm excited to try it with this because I'm always looking at really nice 1950s tablecloths that would make beautiful skirts, but I am terrified to do that until I know how. So this will be a good practice run on that. I also picked up this. This is just a nice women's blouse. I liked the pattern, and so I'll probably make this into a little short sleeve blouse that cinches in, and it'll be super cute. I also picked up, you guessed it, a white blouse. I really liked this blouse. It has really cool detailing up around the neck. Yeah, you can see that there. But I just thought this was super stunning. It doesn't necessarily fit the best, but it is close enough in my books, and white blouse world I am willing to forgive a lot. Next up in that realm is this yellow blouse. This is also very 80s. My roommate thinks it was a men's blouse because of the pleat in the back is, I guess, typical of menswear. I mean, there are no darts, so she could be right, and she thinks the emblem in the front is very 1980s man blouse, but who knows? I think it's a women's blouse because I feel like there's not that many men's blouses made of the polyestery crepey material, but I just thought it was really cute. I don't need another yellow blouse either, but here we are. And then next up, this was only $5. This is a Geiger skirt, and I have 2 or 3 Geiger skirts, and I really, really like them. They're really well made. They're usually made with wool and silk. No, actually that's a lie. The inside is usually acetate. Or viscose, sorry. So the inside is usually rayon, but the outside is always a mix of wool and nylon. So I like to pick them up because of that. This one is too big, but it was $5, so I think I'm gonna try to figure out how to alter it. And then it's so funny, so I picked up another house dress. I don't know if you guys remember, but I got sent a dress like this in Redbird, and I was kind of like, I don't like this dress. I think it's kind of not my style. And now I wear that dress all the time because it's super loose and flowy, it has pockets, and you can belt it when you leave the house and look super cute and chic. So I actually really love these dresses, even though I pretty much trashed them and called them mean names on the internet before, but they're great. I take it all back. And then this one was also only $5. This was a cachet, beach themed top. It's very seasonally confused because it's long sleeves, but since I live in Seattle and our springs are cold, it's perfect for spring in Seattle. And then I also got this dress, which I'm very excited about as well, because I now live for comfort clothes because I don't really have an appropriate desk setup here. This is a 90s dress. It's just a cotton simple dress. And then a similar thing here. is this really beautiful yellow and orange maxi dress. It fortunately matches my hair right now. Wow, it looks really vibrant on camera. I would say it looks more toned down in person, but that would be a lie. I would say it looks a little bit less neon and the darks look a little less dark, but I could just be deluding myself. But I thought this was really pretty and it was really, really cheap, so I picked it up. This is definitely just like a cheap polyester, but I thought it was kind of fun and vacation-y. Next up, I got this dress actually for only $1. It needs an ironing really bad, but this is probably what, 1990s, inspired by 1950s. It definitely looks like a 1950s dress, but I know it's not. The construction manner is not correct for that. And I thought it was cute enough for $1. And then we have, ooh, we're getting to the really good stuff. I found this really beautiful embroidered blouse. It does have some spots along the hem, but it doesn't super matter for me because I would be tucking this blouse in anyway to super high-waisted skirt. So I don't really mind the spotting, and I thought the embroidery work here was really, really cool. I also picked up a couple of really nice skirts. This is rayon and acetate. It's like a really pretty fern pattern. I thought this was super stunning. It's a little bit small on my waist right now. And then I also got another wool skirt. This is a really beautiful teal wool skirt. I owned a skirt like this in the past, but it was made of a polyester and it started to like sag. I don't know how to explain it. It basically lost its structural integrity and it looked super gross on. So this is a wool instead of a polyester, and it even has its original little taggy guy on here. And this one is Amanda Smith Petites. I couldn't find anything about the designers on any of these other clothes, but here I have what I'm actually very excited about because I almost never see anything. But I would date this 1960s just because of a bunch of different features on it that are very 60s as opposed to 70s. Wow, I'm really making a mess of this, guys. But it's a really cute halter maxi. I'm debating whether I'll leave it long or not. Put your thoughts down below on whether I should shorten it or not. My roommate actually likes the length on me, and I am not set either way. It's really beautiful, and like I said, I almost never find anything 1960s in the thrift shops, so I was pretty excited about that because that would make this dress to have been like somewhere I think between like $5 and $8. So I just thought this was really beautiful, and I'm very excited to have found this. And then last up is, I think, maybe my most exciting find. So I will not be wearing this regularly. This would be like a New Year's Eve thing, maybe Halloween, I don't know, but I did pick it up because I thought it was really beautiful. So this is what it looks like. It is a really beautiful sequined top. So this is a Victor Costa, and what I think is really cool, and one of the reasons I will probably hold on to this top, besides how well made it is, so there's really cool details here. The neckline is individually done with its own bead set, and then the buttons down the back are awesome. So they're little catch, they have like the little catches on one side, but then the other side are these really beautiful balls. Ew, I like, well, yeah, but really beautiful little balls. You can see them here. Let's try that again just in case. But they're beaded individually. This piece is really, really heavy, and it's made on silk, but it is a Victor Costa, and what I really like about this piece is I was able to find actually a lot of history on the design. So Victor Costa started at Susie Perrette in, I believe, the 70s. It might have even been 60s before he stepped out and started making his own line. And what's really interesting about him is he's sort of credited as the beginning of fast fashion, which I think is fascinating. So in the 70s and 80s, when his line was super popular, the 80s particularly, what he would do is he would go to Paris and kind of knock off designs and then produce them cheaper in his plant in Texas, which he actually built from scratch, which is also really interesting because most of the time they don't, well, so he bought someone else's plant, but they were low-skilled workers, and he taught them these really intense like embroidery and sequin works. And so you can actually see a lot of his designs in Dynasty from the 1980s and other television shows kind of along that line. But yeah, he's kind of considered almost like he was called the king of copycats, and he was kind of considered a founder of fast fashion. It's interesting because their definition of fast fashion back then is so different than how we think of it now, but I found this really interesting New York Times article on him and kind of the beginning of fast fashion. So I will link that down below if you want to read about it, but I just think this is really interesting because this is from a key time frame by a key designer in fast fashion's history, and so I just think that's really cool. And I think it's so interesting that something this detailed and still made with silk and still very, very high quality garment was considered fast fashion once upon a time, because now you would pay a lot of money for a garment like this. So I just think all of that history is really interesting, so that's kind of why I picked, well, I didn't know that when I picked this up. I picked this up because it was wild, and it was, I think, $8, $7. So I just had to have it for that price. But that wraps us for this video. That was my last item. I enjoyed going out thrifting. Like I said, I am definitely going to take a pause and wait for the numbers to be a little bit better before I consider going out thrifting again, even though everything's open now. But that is it for this video. If you enjoyed it, I put out lots of content about thrifting, vintage, and sewing, so if that interests you, definitely stick around and hit that subscribe button. I hope to see you next time.